What is up, guys? It's your boy, Rick. My fellow Titan mains, we're getting crushed right now, oh my goodness, Cactus, and today we're going to be discussing the brand new Hullabaloo Grenade Launcher just added into Destiny 2 within Guardian Games 2024. And guys, there is something about this weapon that is going to shock you, because it absolutely shocked me. I did not expect this whatsoever, and let's just get right into it. So, the Hullabaloo is actually a compressed wave frame heavy grenade launcher. So, it's going to behave almost identically to the special waveframe grenade launchers, where the projectiles will shoot out a wave of energy and anyone trapped inside will take damage. But importantly, this is only the second heavy waveframe grenade launcher in the entire game. And the first thing I wanted to do is go and check its damage, because as you can see right here, waveframes just got a massive 20% damage buff that went live at the same time Guardian Games came out. So I went into the Last Wish raid against my best friend Callie here, and let's see how much damage it does. Shoot it right at her feet, the wave is going to travel forward, and I was consistently getting 14,066 damage. Now that doesn't mean much on its own, so let's compare it to a traditional grenade launcher. In this case, we have the Regnant. Now this does have spike grenades. Spike grenades, as you can see here, did receive a nerf, so it's only going to do a few percent more damage than the non-spike grenades version, but we don't really care too much about that. We're testing kind of a normal, not damage boosted shot of waveframe. Now let's test a normal, not damage boosted shot of heavy grenade launcher. And as you can see right here, I hit Callie and then I do 10,000 damage, and I shoot the ground to confirm. 10,831 damage is the blast radius damage, and when you do get a direct impact, that deals 3,507 damage. Wait a minute, 10,000 and 3,000? That doesn't seem like a lot more. So I broke out the calculator, I did the math, guys, and it turns out in total for direct impact, you're doing 14,338 damage. And guys, this is the part that shocked me, because that is almost identical to the damage you do with the Hullabaloo. So let me get this straight here. A shot from a wave frame heavy grenade launcher is going to do nearly identical damage. You get less than 300 damage more for getting a direct impact with a spike grenades having traditional grenade launcher. That's insane in my opinion. I would assume, and this was the case before the damage buff, that if I was using a heavy waveframe grenade launcher, I get significant advantages. Because of that energy trail, you're capable of wiping out ads, like the ad clearing potential with a waveframe, and we know this from the special waveframe grenade launchers, is going to be more than a traditional heavy grenade launcher. And I don't need to get direct impacts, right? I'm shooting in Callie's general vicinity and it's working fine. But I mean, Callie's a great example. She moves around a ton. I could easily miss a direct impact, and if I do miss, I'm doing way less than the waveframe. So you get all the advantages of the massive ad clearing potential by using a heavy waveframe grenade launcher, by using the Hullabaloo, and then when you come across a boss, you're doing almost the same damage as you would be doing with a traditional grenade launcher. Guys, I think waveframes are actually cracked now. Like, seriously, that is incredible. Now, you could say that, well, in an actual, like, raid DPS phase, traditional grenade launchers are going to get incredibly good perks, such as Explosive Light, and the Regnant does have Explosive Light, and you can see when I actually activate that perk and then I go and actually deal damage to Callie, I'm doing quite a bit more. 19,303 damage for the blast, and then 2,048 damage for the impact, for over 21,000 damage. But then if we go back to the Hullabaloo, it can also get damage boosting perks. I mean, the role I was testing it with did have One For All. Now obviously that wasn't triggering, we kept the damage competition fair, but like the Hullabaloo can boost its damage by significant amounts. Now you could be saying, well, in a raid boss damage scenario, you know, explosive light is easier to activate than one for all, blah blah. I'm gonna stop having this hypothetical argument with myself. The point is, the matter of fact is, after the buff, heavy waveframe grenade launchers are doing almost identical damage to traditional grenade launchers, so in a lot of activities, normal strikes, nightfalls, seasonal activities, everything other than like raid boss damage phases, you might actually be better off with the waveframe, which is crazy to think about. Additionally, you might be better off just with any grenade launcher, because another buff they got is massive boosts to their reserve ammo, guys. And you can see here, when I rally with the Hullabaloo, I get 23 rounds in total. And in fact, one of the perks the Hullabaloo can get is going to be Field Prep to increase those reserves even more. Now with Field Prep, that 23 is going to go up to 25 total. And if I really go all out and I put on 2 Arc Reserve mods here, guys, I get a pretty wild 29 total rounds. And to give you an idea of just how many rounds that actually is, I'm going to shoot them all in the background gameplay. So just see how long that goes on for. But the Hullabaloo, in terms of its potential god rolls, it can get some pretty phenomenal perks here. In that first column, like I said, Field Prep for better reload and more reserve ammo. Then you have auto-loading holster, traditionally fantastic with heavy grenade launchers. But it can also get Envious Assassin to massively boost the magazine by getting kills with your other weapons. All 3 of those are going to be phenomenal. They are proven god tier heavy grenade launcher perks. But it can actually also get Volt Shot in the left column. Now, Volt Shot in the left is extremely rare, but, you know, is it actually going to be good? Well, it is going to be pretty good at clearing out ads. However, do you really want to be reloading after every few shots? I don't know. It kind of depends. Interesting to find it here, but I think the other 3 perks we went over are going to be better. And then in that second column, you have One for All, like I showed, really easy to trigger one shot. Can easily damage 3 enemies and trigger One for All. You also have Vorpal Weapon. You have Cascade Point to increase the fire rate. Another really interesting one is Golden Tricorn. Golden Tricorn times 2 is a 50% damage boost. That is insane. In fact, I think it might be the single highest damage boost you can get with a weapon perk in the entire game. And if you don't want any of that stuff, you can go with the tried and true Chain Reaction. That's right. If you thought Chain Reaction was good on your Forbearance, right, on your special waveframe grenade launcher, well then it's obviously going to be pretty darn cracked if you now have 5 rounds in the magazine for your heavy Forbearance, right? Like, that is going to absolutely pop off with this weapon. Now, obviously, that won't give you any damage boost when it comes to actually facing bosses or champions or whatever, but it is going to be what you want if you want to absolutely dedicate to ad clearing. So again, a lot of great things here, and let's not forget you also get the Guardian Games exclusive origin trait, Classy Contender. Final blows with this weapon grant class ability energy. I actually think this is pretty good, especially when you're getting so many final blows with a heavy grenade launcher, right? And so think about more barricades for your Titan, more dodges for your Hunter, more rifts in the Warlock. Any of those are going to be great. So Classy Contender, anything that gives ability energy just basically for free in the origin trait slot is going to be pretty valuable. Overall, guys, I actually think the Hullabaloo is pretty darn sweet, and waveframe grenade launchers in general are absolutely worth trying out. I gotta go and look at the only other waveframe grenade launcher in the game, the one from Neomuna now. Like, again, that is a huge damage increase that happened with this update. Guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.